So I don't like this particular brand. I think Weather Beater are the ones that they're just a little bit more plasticky than they are rubbery, but we'll see once we get inside. They make two different versions, I know that, Weather Beater, and then I'll have to put it in the bottom of the screen here, what the name of the other one is, the one that's a little bit more rubbery, and it's laser cut. I'm not sure why I got this, or if this was the only option for the Lexus. I'll have to look that up, and I'll also put that at the bottom of the video here, but Weather Beater is not what I think works for me. But we'll open it up anyways and see what that looks like. Yeah, I like the contours and stuff, and it feels like it's gonna be a good fit. Like, it looks pretty precision just looking at it, but the feel of it more on the plasticky, hard plastic side than it is actually rubbery. So we'll see what this feels like. Usually I don't prefer this, but we'll definitely still try it out in the vehicle and see what it looks like. But just Husky branded, you know, that's another one of those things, right? You wish that would say Lexus, but at least with this I understand it's not Lexus. But and it comes with that. Driver and passenger. And this one's for the rear. All right, so next up is the WeatherTech. Take a look at these. See, that already feels better. Like, not so plasticky, it actually feels good to the touch. Oh yeah, yep, that feels good and it feels quality. I like that. Oh yeah, it actually also looks like it's made a whole lot better than those other ones. I like this. I like the feel. Very good. Okay, wow. All right. So this actually looks very, very good. It doesn't cover a lot, you know, compared to the WeatherTechs, but it's made very well, and I love the fact that it says Lexus GX right there. That looks beautiful. It feels good, right? It's rubbery, not plasticky, but a thinner kind of rubber, which makes it a little bit more flexible, and I think it'll fit a whole lot better in a car compared to all the other ones. But I was hoping that these were going to be just bad, so I wouldn't even consider them, but they actually feel good, like they're going to be a contender. So we'll see when we put them into the car, see exactly how much coverage they have, and that's probably going to be the deciding factor between these and whatever else not we got out here. So super impressed by these, and we'll see how they work out in the car. All right, so we're on the passenger side right now, and that's a pretty good fit. I like the way it goes all the way up here and stops liquids and whatever else not from spilling that way. I like the way it also goes quite a ways underneath the dash here. So that's actually pretty good, because if you stretch out and you had snow, mud, or whatever else not on your shoes, it's liable to get on the carpet here with a lot of factory carpet systems or mat systems. So that's actually pretty good as well. If you're looking off to the side here, I like that it goes all the way up, or quite a ways up, I should say. That's excellent. I like that the factory clips still work. And you can see the fit from the door here. That's also pretty good. A little bit of a gap here, but honestly, that doesn't really take away from the product. All right, and if we jump over this and go to the driver's side, same thing, a pretty good fit. The clips work on both sides. That's important. Husky, I'd prefer if that was subdued, but that's not the end of the world. Like a gray or something like that on that would be great. And down here, I like the way it goes all the way up. So you've got that, this is that spot where you usually rest your feet. So that looks real good going all the way up there. And it actually curves up at the top as well. So it's not just going up and stopping, but it goes up and then over it. So that covers that whole section right there. So that's good. And then underneath here, it goes quite a ways behind here, behind your pedals. So very good coverage over there. And underneath the gas pedal over here, because your foot would mostly be resting here, I'd perhaps maybe like it a little bit better if it was a little bit more raised or contoured over this area over here, because I can see you getting mud into this section over there. So that would be nice, but you can't have it all. So we'll do a door close test and see if that gets in the way of closing the door. Alright, it does not. So that's what it looks like from inside with the door closed. You can see the mat ends right here, and it doesn't get in the way of the door at all. So that's perfect. Alright, we're in the back now. Another good fit, I think. Alright, you got good coverage. It goes underneath the seat quite a ways. Alright. Fits good right here. The door can close without interrupting that, so that's good. Over here on the back, it comes up quite a ways actually, and that's good as well. If you were to spill something, it wouldn't roll onto the carpet, or if you were sitting here and you moved your muddy boots or whatever else, not backwards, you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't touch the carpet on there. So that's actually also very important, so I like that. Fits the same on both sides, that's good. We'll do the door close test on this side and see what that looks like. Okay, it's gotten darker, I get that, but running my fingers along here, the door doesn't make contact with the mat, so that's good. All right. And that's what it looks like bird's eye from the back. Going into the front. That's a little bird's eye view of all the mats in one place. All right. You can see the size difference here between these two. It's pretty big. All right, and that's the passenger side ones. On the rear, it's even more significant, right? Because this would be on that side, and that would be on that side. So you've got all this section here in the middle, just right for spillage and whatever else not. This gives you that little coverage even for that hump in the center. So that's way better. Okay. Still don't like the fact that these are more plastic than rubber, and these little nipples underneath here that actually keep the carpet from sliding around actually kind of hurt when you touch them, you know. So I know they're supposed to be like that so that they can stay put in place, but that's one thing when you're handling them, it's like, oh, this doesn't feel good. So just to the touch right away, if you were to hold them, you would be not so impressed by the Huskies. But when it comes to a fit and finish, I mean, when it comes to fit, they fit really good. When it comes to finish, possibly a little bit less to be desired there, but that's that. All right, so here we are with the WeatherTechs. All right. They fit good. It's a good fit overall. The clips work, and that's perfect. That's good. Not as much coverage back here. All right. It does go up high on the sides. That's good. Not as much in this particular area over here, but it still goes up quite a ways over here. And it goes up quite a ways up here as well, so that's all good. All right. Doesn't interrupt the closing or the workings of the door over here, so that's also a good thing. And not as much coverage. I'd like to see a little bit more coverage back here, so this is a little bit disappointing right here. But the fit or the finish itself feels very good, right? A little bit more rubber in this, and so it doesn't get that plastic feeling when you're touching it, so that's good. We'll go over to the driver's side. All right, so again, a good finish over here as we're looking down here. Okay, so this here doesn't go as high as the Huskies. So you see how it ends right here. You can actually see the factory plastic piece up here. So this is actually, again, pretty disappointing right here. The Huskies go all the way up and they actually tuck over the top. So that's not good. The coverage up here is okay. But again, I don't think it goes as high as the Huskies either. Over here, it's got the same problem. Perhaps a little bit more coverage in this area, actually, than the Huskies. But not enough to make it that much better. All right. The clips work just like the Huskies, so that's all good. Over here, again, it sits a little bit lower than what I would like. So you've got all this area here uncovered, so not good, not ideal right there. So I like the fact that this is subdued. This is super cool, right? It says WeatherTech, but in a gray, in a black. You know, you can still see it says WeatherTech, but it's not in your face. So I like that about that. All right, very cool. And then we'll go to the back. First thing, as you're coming into the back, you can already see some of the challenges right here. You can see this kind of just floats, right? The Husky was a little bit more attached than this is. This kind of has the feeling that, you know, you would touch this or you would knock this over every time you try to get in the back. You know, you've got a risk of just catching on that. So not so cool the way they set that up. I like the lip over here because it contains more of your fluids in there. I get that, but not an ideal setup the way that is right now. All right, and then coverage down here, it goes pretty far. Not as far as the Huskies, I don't think. And there's this little cutout over here. Not sure what that's all about or what they were expecting to be here. So you can see that when my hand's not in the way, that there's just that little cutout. And there's a piece of something over here. Where'd it go? Oh. Okay. All right, so not sure about that cutout, not sure what it's for. I don't think it's necessary. Good fit over here, doesn't interfere with the seatbelt area right here like the Husky did, but I think it gives you a little bit more opportunity for dirt and stuff to go over there, or water or whatever else not. Again, this is not good. And then if we're looking back here, also not a lot of coverage coming up this side compared to the Huskies, so another fail there for them. Same thing with this, not a lot of coverage, and that's how the rest of that looks. Good coverage on the hump. I think that's well done. And then we'll do a door test while we're back here and see what this looks like when we close the door. All right, so that's closed. Tons of room. You don't have to worry about that. It doesn't go as far as the Husky, but yeah, a good amount of room right here, so that's good. Just not a good look though. I don't think this was done very well. They could have definitely spent a little bit more time kind of contouring these to the vehicle, but I think they kind of cut some corners. Kind of not happy about that. All right, and then we'll do a bird's eye view from the back. Go to the front. All right, so we've got a bird's eye view of all the mats laid out now. And if we come over here, you can see the coverage there. This is on the driver's side. Passenger side. And of course the rear. All right, so now we're looking at the Lexus mats, and these are actually pretty good mats. They fit really good, and I think a lot of that is because of how soft that rubber compound is. You see the clips are fastened in naturally because it's OEM. The back part here doesn't go up as high as the others, but like I was saying, feels really good just to the touch, and it contours really well to the floor because of how soft that rubber is. So it really follows the lines of the vehicle. I like that. I like that it says Lexus GX, and not just Lexus, but Lexus GX. I think that's pretty cool right there that they added that. Of course, it'd be nice if it was black, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. The next thing here, just I like the fit. More coverage right in this area here would be great, just like the Husky and the other ones have, but that just doesn't come up as high. I like the trim piece by the door here, how it doesn't go out as far as the other ones went out, so it kind of just comes up right there, which makes for a real clean looking or OEM fit, and I really like that about that. Moving over to the driver's side here, same situation, fits really good. You got the clips in, and that's great. You got the same trim piece that goes up to the door, so you don't have to worry about doing a door test or anything like that. This is kind of worrisome over here. It goes up and it curves a little bit at the top, but not as far as the Husky goes. So we'd like to see a little bit more coverage there, but not the worst of all of them. Up here, now that's a slightly bigger problem, right? You've got, if you were to put your foot on the gas pedal and you had snow or mud, whatever, it would just drop into that area right there. And then same thing here, actually worse. We need more coverage in that section right there. So not impressed by this mat, especially on this driver's side. All right. So we're going to go on over to the back, and the back area is kind of worse because as we're coming in right here, I like how the trim goes up to the door. That's without question. Underneath the seat, towards the back area right here, we would rather have a little bit more coverage up there, have it come up a little bit more, because you could easily sit down and then rub your feet against that, and before you know it, that's dirty. This hump section in the middle, not sure what's going on with that, but it just doesn't sit the right way. So just poor design or some kind of crazy thing going on, I don't know, but that doesn't fit very well at all. So we're going to do a little bird's eye here from the back and go on off to the front, so you can just kind of see what it looks like. Now, the wind has picked up. As you can see, it's just blowing things around here. So we're going to try to keep going, just organize these two. But this is a bird's eye view right here of all the mats for the Lexus. So we got the Lexus carpet and you got the Lexus all-weather. You can see how much more coverage you're getting with those all-weather mats. So that's pretty significant right there. Same thing with the back. You get a little bit more coverage than you would with the factory ones. Now we've got all the carpets laid out here, just all the all-weather mats, and I also got the factory OEM carpet there just for giggles. But what we're going to do, we're going to go on up to the front here, and we'll be able to take a look from left to right. So we got the carpet, we've got the Lexus all-weather right next to it. And then that carpet, you can just see there's not a lot of coverage that it provides there. So you got the Lexus All Weather that provides a whole lot more coverage. And then you got the Husky, which has more coverage than that Lexus one. And so that's pretty impressive. And then, of course, the WeatherTech on the far right, which provides better coverage than the Lexus, but not as good as this Husky right here. I think Husky just takes the cup here when it comes to coverage. You can see this little area here where your footrest would go, how it actually goes over and kind of hooks. And this one here actually is short enough that you actually see the plastic piece in the vehicle in this section. So not ideal. But the Lexus ones, they go up further and they cover up more ground. They even hook up at the top a little bit, but not as good as the Husky. So Husky definitely wins this section right here. And the Lexus, I want it to be better than it is, but it's just not. And the WeatherTech, better than the Lexus, but not as good as the Husky. All right, so the Lexus here, that's the carpet, the Lexus All Weather, the Huskies, and the WeatherTech. So the Lexus, it's just carpet, so we'll skip over that. The Lexus All Weather fits really good, soft rubber, and then there goes the Husky being blown away from the wind. The wind was catching out and I'm picking that up every single time because it's just so light. The WeatherTech, good matte, rubbery, but just not enough coverage. And then, of course, that's it. Now we're looking over at the second row here, and again, that gets the Husky gets caught by the wind once again. So we'll put that back in place. But anyways, super light, and the wind was just doing numbers on that the whole time I was trying to film. The Lexus at the very top, nice rubber like we already said, but just not very good coverage. That middle section as well also fits kind of funny. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't quite sit in the truck the right way. So not impressed. Second up here, we've got the WeatherTech. Really nice design, right? Looking at it right now, you're like, wow, that is actually made really well, but doesn't fit and offer as much coverage as the Husky. The Husky, good coverage, good matte, good lip right there, small lip that you can see right here on that WeatherTech. And this is that area behind you where if you were sitting, you would kind of put your feet on that carpet that's underneath the seat. So it's nice that, as you can see from this angle, that this has a bigger lip than that WeatherTech. And I think that's super important for you to be able to keep your car cleaner. So good coverage on that Husky, and then that's just the factory mats at the end. And Husky wins this one. All right, so you're looking at the all-weather matte score right now, and we're going to just take it from the top to the bottom. Rubbery is the first category right there, and what that's about is how does the matte feel? Is it slippery? Is it more like that rubber feel? Like if you put your feet on it, do they feel comfortable, or is it something that's going to be slippy and slidey, kind of like what the Huskies are? And that's why they only get 1 point in this category. The Lexus, good rubber, nice and flexible. It's not too thick, so they came in first place. And then second place was the WeatherTech with 2 points on that because they're rubbery, but it's not as fine a rubber as the Lexus ones. The fit, again, Lexus wins the fit because it's OEM, so it did fit really nice. I like the fact that it didn't go over those door panels and it kind of just fit within the given area. So that is nice. So that comes in first. Husky comes in second for fit. And then WeatherTech comes in last. So coverage was big. When you're talking about an all-weather matte, you're trying to find something that is going to be able to stop the snow, stop the dirt, and all those kind of, and stop all these elements, right, from getting into your vehicle. So the more coverage you have, the better that matte is. So we see that the Husky wins here with 3 points, WeatherTech 2 points, and then Lexus just didn't offer very much coverage at all. I like the Husky and how it goes over your resting pedal section right there. That was super cool. Cleaning ease, I think that's a big one. In my Ford right now, I have the Huskies, the Exact Contour, I think it's called. And those are the rubbery ones, right? As opposed to the plasticky ones that we reviewed here today. But I took them out to clean them one day and they're actually hard to clean. So that is going to be kind of like a catch right there, and that's why you find the Lexus ones coming in last here with 1 point, because they're just too rubbery and they're going to be hard to clean. As a matter of fact, just throwing them around and testing them as I was doing today, I tried to wipe them off before I put them back in the box, and that didn't wipe off very easy. The Huskies, I was able to just wipe them off right with my hand, and so if I had a cloth, I'd be able to clean those up super easy. So that's important when it comes to that. WeatherTech comes in second because still rubbery, but a little bit easier to clean than the Lexus. Looks, okay, so this is subjective, right? This is how do you feel, or what do you think that they look like? I personally like the Huskies. I like that I like the blackness, right? They're really dark, and it kind of fits in with the interior of the vehicle more than the other ones. The WeatherTechs were a little bit too gray, and the Lexuses, same thing with them. They were just too gray. I don't know why they made them gray, but they were just a little bit too gray. So made in the USA is a big category, right? It's not very often anymore that we see products that are made in the USA. So whenever I see that, or I try to seek it out, as a matter of fact, so I can get more products made in the US. So this section here, every single thing that we actually reviewed here today was made in the USA, which is absolutely crazy, right? Even the Lexus mats were also made in the US. So super proud about that, and I think that's cool. And then the total ends up being Husky at 15, Lexus with 13 points, and WeatherTech with 11 points. So the Husky weather beater is the actual winner here. And I did not think that's what was going to happen. I went into this thinking Husky definitely last. Don't like the plasticky feel to it, and I don't know why I would use that. If you ask anybody that knows me, that's always the first thing that I say. You say you got all weather mats. I'm like, are they rubbery or plasticky? And so I'm actually surprised that they won here, and I ended up actually installing them in the car, so they're in there right now. But I also ordered the Husky Exact Contour, which are the more rubbery ones. So we'll put them up against these ones when those come in and see what I end up keeping at the end of the day. All right, so that's about it. I'm hoping that this is helpful to somebody out there. I know there's always big questions about what mats should I get, so I try to do something that was quite inclusive, I think, with the top mats that people usually buy. So hopefully that was helpful. Peace.